On this week's breaking news, we head down to Bikini Bottom to spend some time with SpongeBob. The LEGO Ideas selections are out, and we're going to get a board game that none of us wanted to play. And we're getting a new LEGO Star Wars special. All that and more on this week's breaking news. Today's episode is brought to you by Back to Brick Wear, my newest venture into the AFL merchandise, the ultimate LEGO-inspired clothing line that's not just fashionable, but also celebrates the very foundation of the LEGO system we all know and love. Imagine minimalist designs that seamlessly blend style and nostalgia. Back to Brick Wear brings you high-quality apparel inspired by the iconic LEGO bricks we know and love. Each piece is crafted with precision and attention to detail, making it a must-have for any LEGO enthusiast. These aren't just your average threads. We're talking about minimalist designs that don't scream at you, but just show your nerddom in a classy way. And of course, they're inspired by designs found in the LEGO system. And you know what screams quality? Embroidery. Almost every piece is stitched with love, featuring those iconic LEGO elements. It's like wearing your childhood memories, but making them fashionable. So whether you're a hardcore AFL or just want to rock some seriously cool gear, check out the Back to Brick Wear page on Etsy. Dive into the collection, embrace the LEGO spirit, and let's make some memories together. Back to Brick Wear, where the style meets nostalgia. Head over to the Back to Brick Etsy page and let the fashion adventure begin. Happy building, my friends. Hey everybody, welcome back to Back to Break. I'm your host Garrett, and this is the podcast where we talk with fellow AFLs about their LEGO designs, and we get down to the breaking news to talk about all things LEGO has been up to for the past week. Thank you all for tuning into the podcast. Make sure you subscribe, and make sure you go back and listen to some of the other stuff. There's not just the news, but I have my reviews that I do at each episode where you can see and hear what I have enjoyed for the week to talk about, not only from LEGO, but also from the LEGO community over on Rubrickable or wherever. And then I, of course, support you guys as I present the news in this week and all the weeks on Friday. So we're going to talk about some of the things, but first off, we'll do a little bit of the admin. Still working through some, logistics and stuff. I did get a 3D printer, which is interesting because I was trying to get it for LEGO to do a good organization, and now I've printed about 1,000 other things that have nothing to do with LEGO, which is definitely what's going to happen, and I have to make sure not to put that on the back burner because I do want to have that work out to... Come on up, little one. Come on. And the cat's trying to get on the seat. There we go. But then we're going to have to do some organization here soon. Now, that's all I have on the admin side. Today, we will talk about our breaking news stories. But at the end of the episode, we will talk about our LEGO review sets, which the first one is going to be a LEGO set, the Sega Genesis console, which 40926. And then my Rubrickable set that I'm going to be reviewing is the Roman Trireme by Alan0937. So stick around after the latest news to hear my reviews on that. All right, that's all I have. Let's get into this week's first breaking news story. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? That's SpongeBob SquarePants and his pals. We're getting a new LEGO SpongeBob set. The last time we had SpongeBob was between 2006 and 2012, so it's been a while. And we're getting a really cool set of SpongeBob SquarePants Bikini Bottom. It's set 11386. It's 1,794 pieces, and it'll cost you $220. It comes with our favorite characters: SpongeBob SquarePants, Patrick Star, Squidward Tentacles, Gary the Snail, and Doodle Bob, which I like Doodle Bob. He's pretty fun. He has a little pencil and raising it up. And it comes with, of course, there are 3 houses. We've got the pineapple, we've got the tiki head, and we've got Patrick's rock. What's fun about all of them, really, is Patrick's rock. All the furniture is sand, and then if you turn them all around, you're going to see inside. Squidward's got his 4-post bed, his suntan chair on the roof, and then the bubble bath. And then SpongeBob has a Gary, the TV set, his bed, and the big megaphone alarm clock. It also comes with a boat car, the jellyfish fields. It's a very well done set. They did a great job to capture Bikini Bottom. Now, I like this set. Will I get it? I'm not sure. If they do come out with a larger, better scale version of the Krabby Patty, that will be my first time purchase for these. But it is very cool. I have collected every SpongeBob character, so I will probably have to get just at least the minifigure and maybe even Doodle Bob, because that's technically SpongeBob in doodle form, I think. But we'll throw that out there. It's a good set. For anyone that loves SpongeBob, it's a very out there to have it thrown into this IP realm, but it's well done. The third round for 2025 LEGO Ideas Review has finally made its choice. There were 75 entries that got selected for 10,000 votes, and they chose 3, as well as a few for the garage, as they call it. That'll be the parking garage that will be under review and possibly become sets. The first one is the Jumanji board game by Prehistoric Hamster 051. This is a beautiful set of the rendition of the Jumanji board game where it opens up. It actually has like the different panels and stuff that you can see. I wonder how automated they would make. It would really cool if they could make the pieces move on the board, but I like it. Jumanji has always been a classic film, and this one was with some controversy because someone else had stolen the same idea and then gotten to 10,000 before him, but he finally succeeded and got his selected instead. Universal Monsters by Spectral Bricks, and it's our classic monsters. We've got Mummy, Werewolf, Frankenstein, The Bride of Frankenstein, and Dracula, which they're missing Creature from the Black Lagoon because this is a Universal Studios property, and it comes with, it looks like Dracula's castle. It's fine, but it is also part of Universal Studios, so I probably will be getting this one. And the next one is Kimonos by the Drix, Drixx. And it has 2 geishas in a kimono. So very much like the Statue of Liberty or the jazz band, these characters, and they have kimonos. It's very pretty. I think it looks and captures the feel of the kimono very well. And then the parking garage, we've got the iMac G3 by Terrarium. And I had this as a kid when I was in school. It's the one that's transparent, has different colors to it. French Kiss looks great. The Hollow Knight by Penguin Rainbow Dash. I didn't really play the Hollow Knight, but it does have different scenes from this character, and a lot of people have made it over on Unbreakable. Bob's Burgers by Grego. It has Bob's Burgers, his home, as well as the restaurant. It doesn't have the basement, though. That's an iconic location, but it is a fun show. And then the Naruto Ichiraku Ramen Shop. Wow. By Daddy Twins. I don't know this either, probably an anime, but those are all in the parking garage and potential to have these sets. So the selection wasn't bad. There's still a lot that they left on the table that could have been great sets. We'll see if people resubmit and get them into the next review series. There's some air quotes new gifts with purchase coming to lego.com, specifically ones that have already been done before. In the UK and EU, you can get the classic animation scenes for Disney at the purchase of €130 or £115 through July 16th. For the US and Canada, we get the Insider's Restaurant of the World, Japan. If you spend $180 or 235 Canadian dollars until July 23rd. And then for Australia and New Zealand, you'll get the floral picture frame if you spend over $245 Australian or 265 New Zealand dollars till July 23rd. And then for everybody, Tom Nook and the Flying Present is free when you exceed £35, $40, or €40 on only Animal Crossing, Fortnite, Sonic the Hedgehog, Super Mario, and The Legend of Zelda or Minecraft until the July 23rd. They've got overstock. They've got to sell it. So why not throw it in to encourage people to get some of these sets that they may have wanted but missed out on when they first went through these gift with purchase timeframes. Another LEGO Ideas set was revealed. This is a LEGO Ideas 21372 La Catrina, and it is a 1,217-piece set, rated 18 and $140, and will be available on August 1st. This is to capture a figurine specifically for the holiday of De los Dos Muertes, for the Day of the Dead. Has a skeletal woman with a long black dress. There's butterflies flying around, a lot of flowers. If you've ever seen Encanto, very much this styling, I'd say, that represents that, the Day of the Dead, the Land of the Dead, and it looks cool. It's a very interesting selection, to be honest, that this one would be chosen. I'm wondering what the purchase level is going to be for this, but some people might like it. Honestly, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. There's a SpongeBob intro that LEGO has done to celebrate the birthday and some new sets. This is the 40th anniversary for SpongeBob, which is absolutely crazy. I don't want to hear about that because we grew up on SpongeBob, so that makes us very, very, very old. I'm not 40, but very close to it. And they do have the standard intro, Who Lives in a Pineapple Under the Sea, SpongeBob SquarePants. And it has a photo of the pirate as he's singing with his parrot on the side. Someone's going to reproduce this because it's a classic. It is the frame that you see at the beginning of the show, and you see SpongeBob dancing around, really catering to, well, the set that we just talked about. There are 2 new animated shorts that are coming out in LEGO form. The first one is Bluey. There's going to be a couple animated shorts coming out, not only on Instagram, Twitter, and everything like that, but it's also going to be on Disney Plus, where it's the mini episodes of, well, what Bluey shows are, like each individual show, but made into LEGO form. But now there's going to be a extended show similar to what they did with the Star Wars series. What was it called? With Jedi Bob. It's an animated special by Mandalorian and Grogu in September. Now, we don't know exactly what it's going to be, but it's probably going to be about like a half-hour special. They revealed it at D23, and it'll be the poster itself is like the old school minifigure reaching into the pram and seeing a tiny hand come out, which is Grogu's hand. And it's coming out on September 2nd, probably a half-hour show, as I said before, just to capture some more fun energy from Mando and the Star Wars universe, having the slapstick comedies that will probably happen since that's what the animated version of Star Wars minifigure shows are. Rumors are coming in specifically for a new buildable character animal, because we've had a lot of animals being done, Simba, Stitch, and I think we're getting an old school classic animated film, Lady and the Tramp, where we get Lady and, the Tramp as they are kissing with the spaghetti noodles. It would be very, very cute to have even a little table with the spaghetti on it, and I don't know how big the set will be, but it looks like it could be like the $50 or $60 range for that, and having just an additional expansion into the realm of having animals brick built in a larger, more detailed scale. And of course, there's going to be more sets from Disney next year. We're getting Twirling Elsa and Snowgy, I don't know who that is, Twirling Olaf and Bruni, no idea what that one is, Aurora's Mini Castle, Jasmine's Mini Castle, and Ariel's Magic Underwater Palace, all $20 to $30, which is interesting because the ones that they've done previously are a little bit bigger and more expensive than that one. We've got buildable Eeyore, buildable Judy and Nick, and then buildable Mike, Sully, and Boo. Those are bigger sets at $150, $60, and then $100 as well. And Lady of the Tramp is projected to be $80. So a lot of buildable figures, since that's what they've been doing pretty well for the Disney lineup. The newest Star Wars film coming out next year is Star Wars Starfighter with Ryan Gosling, and we're not sure about anything that it is. Are we getting a full squadron that's going to be doing this, or is it a lone Starfighter? But we do have a rumor that we are getting Lego sets already for it, 3 specifically, and we've already seen Mandalorian and Grogu got quite a few sets, and they do expand onto other franchises, but specifically Star Wars, they do put stock into having more sets. Does that mean we're going to get some new Starfighters? I hope so, because that is the best part of Lego, having the ships. Maybe we'll see a new TIE Interceptor or what have you. Maybe even another, we won't get a TIE Bomber. We just had one of those. But there are potential for some that we either haven't seen before or just repeats of ones with a little bit of better design. That's likely what we'll see at least one of them in. But I'm excited to see the film, and I'm interested in seeing what they'll do with Star Wars. Hopefully no play brick features. We've got our rumors for Speed Champions this year, including 10 new F1 vehicles coming out in January. And we already had the 10 lineup before. This will be the 2026 cars, as they're doing probably 2026. They won't probably be doing the 2027 vehicles because one, haven't seen the designs come out yet for that. And 2, they did a lot of design reboot for 2027, and we're not ready for those, I think. There's also a rumor of the Lamborghini Revuelto. Revolti, something like I can never pronounce those things. It's just a really big speed car, and the Huracan STO is a potential other one, but there always are going to be more of these. The Speed Champion lineup is a success, and the F1 has been a huge success. So I'm excited to see these. I have a few of them myself, so I'm looking forward to maybe getting a couple more. LEGO Ideas is cracking down specifically on AI generated images. They have had a problem, I guess, recently where we are seeing a lot of images from these sets being AI generated instead of just renders from the builds that you've already done. And they came out with a statement: we have a clear policy not to use generative AI to create LEGO content, the statement said from the LAN. We fundamentally believe in the wonder and power of human creativity and will continue to encourage and celebrate the talented artists who help bring our brand and characters to life. Yeah, it's stupid. Don't just make them out of AI just because you're lazy enough that you didn't put it together yourself. And we can tell, that there are telltale signs of bricks that have not been made yet, and the curves that do not match, and it doesn't work. Not yet, and hopefully it will never work, because I'd rather have our creativity design those builds and then have them made. So yeah, let's not do this, people. AI is used for other tasks, not creativity. LEGO did some exclusive sets throughout Asia, and a lot of people were very disappointed that they did these LEGO builds and made them exclusive to that area. But I want to see what the community says about this. We're getting exclusive LEGO items at LEGO stores. If you go to some of these stores, specifically the one in the Shanghai flagship, there are some LEGO accessories that are more catered to just having exclusivity there. They've got t-shirts that are exclusive to that store. They've got mini pouches that are like keychains for your minifigures. They have a keychain or like a doohickey of a heart and then a crab. The crab is very cool. Stickers. And in New York, same thing. They've got a tote bag, some hats, a pizza as like a puffy little thing. So they're building these up to have different exclusive sets throughout the world, specifically I think in the flagship store. So we'll likely see some more in London and elsewhere that have the bigger stores. I appreciate this. I think when I go to stores like that, I want to get something exclusive, want to get something it doesn't have to be LEGO specific, but it should be or like LEGO built specific, but it's fun to have some of those small things like a magnet or even just a minifigure that has like I love New York City. And this is just an extension of that, which I appreciate. So I'm excited to stop at these stores and get some of those. A new icon set is ready for the holiday season of Halloween. This is 11383, the Mayor Manor. It's 1,420 pieces, 18 plus set at $120, and will be available on September 1st. And it is a haunted mansion. It is it's a small set, but I think it captures it pretty well. And I think what this is going for is they're going to be doing a new lineup for the Halloween season, similar to what we got for the Winter Villages for Christmas. Let's do one for Halloween. And it comes with 3 minifigures. It comes with the mayor and her 2 servants, who are, I'm gonna guess, like zombies because they've got glow in the dark faces. The house itself has a main entryway with a large 2-paneled wood door and a large window at the top. And then on either side, it's got stained glass windows and 2 upper sections that have roofs that are not really sticking together very well. And the upper section on the right actually has the section kind of falling in on itself. It does have some areas inside the house pretty cool. We've got the maid, as there's a little cat. There's some old photos, hidden features, a picture of a werewolf, some knights in armor. It is a fun little capturing of the Halloween season and having that spooky castle effect to it. I like it. Will I get it? I don't know. My list is still too long to see if I'm putting it in the top 10. To continue the celebration of Ninjago for its 15 years, there is a panel at San Diego Comic-Con that is starting this weekend. It's going to be from July 23rd through, at 2:15 to 3:15 in room 6BCF, I guess that they're doing. There's the head writer of Dragon Rising, Kevin Burke and Chris Doc Wyatt. So you can go see what they're going to talk about, their panel. What have they been looking to do? What are they experiencing and ready to do for the continued celebration of 15 years of Ninjago? I love the San Diego Comic-Con as they continue to do reveals like this and panels, because Lego has a big presence there. If you look at the booth map, Lego is pretty big. It's not as big as I think Marvel or Mattel, but it usually is a very big booth and very creative. So if you're at San Diego Comic-Con, go check this out. All right, everyone, that's all the breaking news I have this week. Thank you all for tuning into this week's podcast. I appreciate all of you really getting to know me and what's happening in the Lego community. Make sure to subscribe, tell your friends about it, and go over and check the YouTube and Instagram. I haven't expanded very much on those recently, but there's a lot of fun videos there that you can check out and maybe give me more ideas of what I should be doing. All right, let's get into our set reviews. Our first one is Sega Genesis console. It's set 40926. It's a 12 plus set at 479 pieces, and it'll cost you $40. It has 23 ratings at 3.8, 3.9 stars. Now, the Genesis console is from the 1980s, so it is very nostalgia based to it. And it is a smaller build compared to what we've gotten in the NES, and likely what we'll see, maybe a smaller one in the PS1, as that's going to probably be coming out in the fall. The Genesis has cartridges that load in the top section in this round disc area. Now, it comes with one there you can press the start button. It's in white, but then they've changed it also to have one that's in red. I think that's based on a different variant. It comes with a small plaque and two controllers. They're pretty small. They have just 2x2 circles as the touchpad, or the up, down, left, right arrows. And they do have cables, though, that connect into the Genesis, which I think is a nice addition. It comes with one cartridge, Sonic the Hedgehog, and the console itself, the upper area, you can lift off, so that circle insert section, and it has just a brick-built version of Sonic. For everyone that's nostalgia-based, this is a fun addition to have for these. It shows that Lego's continuing in that nostalgia, because we had the Atari console, and then the NES, and now this one. As we continue to play the nostalgia card, Lego's going to keep doing these. I can't wait till they do an N64, GameCube, or whatever they continue to do in the console world. And they did the Game Boy, so maybe we'll get like a PSP or something. I don't know. This is a fun set, and there's a link in the description if you are interested in purchasing it. Now moving on to our Rubricable set. This is the Roman Trireme. It's by Alan0937, and it's 2,699 pieces, and the instructions will cost you $0. There aren't even instructions. This is just an IO file that you would load into Studio from Bricklink. It has the iconic shape and function of a trireme. Now, if you don't know, this is part of the Roman Empire. I called this out because the Odyssey is coming out, which is older because it's Greek, but what it has is on either side, you've got rowers, different lanes for rowing. You can lift up the lower section and see that there are minifigures you can put in there that will be the rowers. It does have a ramming section in the front, because what they would do is they would just move really quick and go against a ship and ram it. And then there's a boarding platform. It's kind of a bridge that's lifted up, and it'll lower and slam down onto the others so that the boarding party can go in. It has a sail, but it's a brick-built sail instead of one that's made of cloth, and I think that's more useful because, the cloth is just, they would have to make a custom thing, which would be a whole thing, and most people probably wouldn't do it. They do have the Roman army on the top section with some barrels, as well as a large-scale, what is it called? It shoots arrows. And then the rear section has a canopy for the main commander of it. Really well done. And they've done a couple other ships too, so I would go check out their page to see, and all of them are free. So we've got the Viking longship, the Karakawa, the Japanese ship, and likely to continue expanding those because it's very iconic to have ships. Everybody loves a good ship, and especially ones from these eras. All right, that's everything I have this week. Thank you again for tuning in, and I'll leave you, as I always do, get creative, get out there, and go build something.